first.
Progress.
Okay, and I'm going to share as well my. Okay, so there is the presentation. So my name is Shri Gupta. I'm a engineer by profession. I've been retired for the last about 15 years. I used to work for Motorola, and I've always been interested in health-related techniques. So they used to call me health fanatic. So I've gone through many, I'm sure a lot of you have gone through as well, many different techniques that I've learned, both Eastern and Western. Now, millet has been a very powerful um, food item for me, and I'll go through it why I say that. Yeah, it's a very, very important thing. It's not that well known right now, but I'll go through how it is becoming more popular. It's exploding like countries in India. So I call it the miracle of millets. It's really, at least for me, it was like a miracle. Let me put in a slideshow so the font will be. Okay, so I want to set the scene here, start with a little bit of meditation, right? And there's a photo of my mentor and
Lights turned on?
depending, if you can see it, it's okay. If you cannot see it, because I can see my laptop, I don't need this. So if you're okay, if you want to turn it off, that's okay too. I mean, if the light can be on me, that's because I'm recording.
Lit one light, it's on or off, that's it.
Okay, can you see my face? Well, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I can see
You
it.
mean while we meditate? Why is we have the lights?
No. So we'll do we'll do a little bit of meditation. Remember one time I talked about the third eye meditation? We'll just because that gives you a little bit of more memory power to retain what you hear. So that's the reason I said I thought we'll just do it for a minute. So what we will do is we will put our hands, clasp our hands like this in the beginning. The idea is to let them warm up for a few seconds. Then we lift our index finger slowly. We'll close our eyes, of course, and then we put it at the third eye here. And what you should feel is a flow of energy between the finger and the third eye spot here. Sometimes it takes a few more attempts before it will happen. We'll do it together. And then after maybe half a minute or so, we'll take it off, right? And we'll open our eyes.
Could you repeat the feeling that you got?
You should feel there's a tingling or there's energy exchange or there's a heaviness over here in the forehead, right? And the energy over a period of time, when you practice more, that energy will flow from top to the bottom, or from bottom to up and down. And that is where you get the Kundalini awakening. This is how it works. So we will just to prime our mind at this. So just close our eyes, clasp your hands, just follow what I'm saying here. The hands get a little bit warmed up. We'll raise the right index finger. Third eye spot between the eyebrows. It should be a feather touch, very, very light touch. Just on the surface of the skin. There should be a little bit of tingling, or you feel there's energy flow, or the forehead getting very tight. Just bring your attention to that spot. at the interface of the index finger and the forehead. We'll slowly bring our hands down, open our eyes. Did anybody feel anything?
More like color,
Color?
like a sensation of color, like an aware color.
That can also happen, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I felt energy moving in my head from, top to sides and around.
That's it. It started. The process, the Kundalini process has started. Yeah, that's what it means. If you start feeling something. But keep practicing. It will do you no harm. And if Kundalini starts coming up, it is a very powerful thing. So now we will go into the presentation here, and I want to keep very interactive. So anytime you have any question, or you have any comment, please stop me, right? And I will also ask questions, right, to keep the interaction going. And remember, there's no wrong answers. Never a wrong answer. And we'll also have a Q&A at the end, like question and answer, depending on how much time we have available. Okay, and as usual, when we talk about food, etc., there's a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I have a PhD degree, but I'm not a medical doctor. So any decision you want to take, work with your healthcare professional. So what are we going to cover today? Right. So I'll talk about some of the healing experiences with millet that I have gone through, some of my friends have gone through. And then I will talk about what are millets. We'll try to understand how they work, their benefits, how to cook them, prepare them, eat them, and where do you buy them, how to acquire them, right? And approximate cost, etc.
Should we be passing that around while you talk?
Let's do it a little bit later, right? Once I've given the names, otherwise it'll be. Okay, so we'll go to the healing part with the millets. Okay, so first my own experience. So I've been constipated since my childhood. It was very difficult for me to pass the balls. And then I learned the technique of enema, and that would help. So anywhere I used to travel, I'll always take the small enema pot with me, because if it doesn't pass out, then I'll use it. And sometimes, a couple of days, I still don't feel like it's coming out. It used to be so terrifying. Once I started doing it, took about a year and a half. No, that thing is totally gone. Every morning, it just comes out minutes, second, just very regular. And I'm now 75. So at this age, over 70, having that big change is almost like a miracle. It's a big deal. I mean, any Indian system medicine, Chinese system medicine, constipation is the most important disease that you can ever have. Yeah. And so wherever I go, I talk about millets. Any friend, anywhere, like I'm talking here. So I've been talking to other groups as well. And what I did was, after coming to St. Petersburg, once I knew a few people, I told them that I'm going to hold a millet get-together in my home. So you'll all come, I'll have all the millets. We'll cook everything with millets, whoever wants to, and you'll help me cook, and we'll all eat. Right? So we made pizzas, we made cookies, we made bread, we made rice, we made Indian food with the millet. Right? Everybody ate it. And slowly, and of course, it's very delicious. When you eat millet, it's delicious. And anything you can make with rice and wheat, you can make with these millets. They all ate, and slowly they started using it, and they saw the benefits. So there's one of my friends, he's like 84, 87 now, 87, 88 almost. And so he started using millet, and now his constipation is also gone completely at that age. Another friend, he started using millet. So one day I was sitting in one of the get-togethers. This friend came and sat next to me, and said, Shri, how can I thank you? I was pre-diabetic. So, there's A1C is the measure of diabetes. I was pre-diabetic. And he says, after taking 6 months of these millets, my numbers have come down to normal. And I've seen so many of these cases. I don't know if I start talking, it'll take a lot of time. But there is tremendous benefit. And you'll see why and how it works later on. Then you can appreciate it. Okay, so keep moving on. So this is Dr. Khadar, Khadar. This is Dr. Khadar. He spent last 25 years promoting these millets. So he went through his normal medical education in India. Then he came to United States, and in Oregon he was doing his postdoctoral. Then he worked for DuPont for some time.
To what?
DuPont company, I think in Detroit or Chicago somewhere. So one day what happened, he had gone to the doctor, and he saw in the doctor's office there was a young girl, about 6 years old, and he was speaking to her while waiting. He was talking to her, what is the problem? And her period had started at the age of 6. And then he started, what the hell is going on here? The normal age is like 14, 15, 16, right, at the age of 6. And he found many other cases. He said something has to be done. So he started doing this research, and he found millet is a very good solution. So he went back to India. And then he found the millet. So once he did his research, because he's a doctor, he can understand all these aspects of the contents of the grains. So he did all this research in India, and then he found nobody's growing this millets. So he worked with farmers, he went around to villages and convinced farmers to grow these. Then he had to create a market for them. He went around, gave a number of talks to convince people to start consuming them. When people saw the benefit, like I saw the benefit, then it started exploding. So moving on here, to understand the millets, it's very important to understand carbs. Does everybody know what are carbs? So,
Can you explain? Really simple or complex?
whatever, simple carbs. What are simple carbs?
Carbohydrates you're talking about.
Yeah, carbohydrates. Carb is a short carbohydrate. Yeah. So what are carbs? How do we form them? Where do we get them? Why do we need them? Or they're superfluous for the body? Are they important? So carbs are really the base for all proteins, fats, and all the. You look at all the vegetarian animals, look at the elephants, zebras, cows. They have protein in their body, they have fat in their body. I mean, you eat the meat, meat is fat. But these animals, what do they eat?
Carbs.
Just leaves, grass and leaves, right? And they get all the protein and all the fat from it. Yeah. So these carbs, all they eat is carb, and they get everything from it. So the same thing. So it's really a myth that you have to eat proteins in order to get protein. Your body generates all of it. So how are these carbs formed? Do we know the process? I'm saying this because it will help understand the role of millets and rice and wheat and other foods that we eat. So let me show you. Everybody heard photosynthesis? How does it work, photosynthesis? I have the chart here. How does it work?
Next chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. So how is it formed?
Sun. It takes the sun.
The sun.
Yep, creates the chlorophyll.
And what else does it need?
Oxygen.
It needs oxygen. Does it need oxygen or does it need carbon dioxide, right? So the sunlight comes in, falls on the plant. The carbon dioxide, the plant suck in from the air, and the water comes up from the root. And all these three, they make carbon is a compound of carbon, and carbon dioxide has the carbon. So that's how the carb or the chlorophyll and the carbs are formed. And from there, the fruits are formed. Everything, the whole body of the plant is formed with this thing. So that is the carb. So really, the chlorophyll or the leaf or the fruit has within it the energy of the sun. They trap the energy of the sun. It's such a subtle thing, it's a different way of looking at it. Right? And now what happens to this? The animals eat them, and we eat the animals, or we eat them directly, right? Fruits and leaves. And so in this chart, it shows you when you eat a banana, for example, a medium banana will give you about 17 grams of carb. What happens to the carb? When you eat carb, what happens in the body?
Processes it, right?
The body processes a carb,
Yeah.
and
Get energy.
before the energy, what happens?
Turns it into, I know, glucose.
Glucose, exactly. So the first thing the body does, converts carb into glucose. So that's what we're showing. The banana, it becomes glucose into the bloodstream. Right? If you eat something processed food, like it says naan bread or any bread you eat, it will give you much more carb. So here, a loaf of bread gives you like 43 grams of carb. So it's 3 times more carb. So there will be 3 times more glucose in the bloodstream. A lot of blood.
Overload?
It is, yeah. Yeah.
But he's saying a whole loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Most
Oh,
people.
well,
Slice of bread.
reasonable, maybe a sandwich.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's right. Not the whole big loaf, no, not really.
No, but that's as opposed to a banana, which has
Less.
processes in a more balanced way.
Yeah, because the fruits and veggies, if you look at them carefully, over 95% is water. All of these fruits, over 95% water. So the amount of carb is very small. It's not that huge. And now what happens to this? So you have glucose in the bloodstream, right? It is going. What happens with this glucose? Where does it go? When I have it here.
Just glucose, you get a lot of other things too.
Yeah, but we are focusing on the carb,
Yeah.
right? The carb process.
So,
It goes to each of the cell. And what does the cell do with it?
it uses it for energy.
How does it create energy from the glucose?
Because that's where the insulin comes in, right?
Almost there.
We'll tell us.
So glucose, right? So the cell burns the glucose. That is the metabolism. So each cell needs this glucose, and it burns it. What else does it need to burn it? So you have carbon from the glucose to burn anything.
Say insulin, right?
Well, we'll come to it later, right? So the cell also needs oxygen.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, to burn it. And where does the oxygen come from in the cell?
Breathe it in.
From the blood. Yeah, the blood carries oxygen as well as the glucose, both. They go in there. Now, so the body has a protection mechanism that you cannot push whole lot of glucose into cells. Cell is such a teeny weeny tiny thing. You need an electron microscope to see it. So it has a protection mechanism. So cell is very closed entity. You cannot push glucose in it. So there is the mechanism is, this is where insulin comes in. Insulin is the key to push the glucose. So sort of insulin comes, knocks at the door of the cell and says, hey, I brought you food, which is glucose. And so the cell, the receptor of the cell opens up and accepts the glucose. So that's where you need the insulin. And insulin also comes from the bloodstream, same place. And where is insulin generated in the body?
Pancreas.
Pancreas. Yeah. So the pancreas creates the right amount of insulin. Insulin, glucose, oxygen, they all go in. Ultimate purpose is to replenish the cell. And that's how the heat is created. When it burns, the heat is created. That's why our body is warm. Right? You have trillions of cells burning this carb or glucose, creating this energy. Right? So the role of this is so important. Carb is so important. Yeah. Now, the second thing that is very important is fiber, and we'll go through how they work with each other, the fiber. Yeah. So there are foods with fiber and foods without fiber. So question, which foods do not have fiber? Meat does not have fiber, right? Anything else? Dairy does not have fiber. So, and which foods have fiber naturally?
Fruits,
Vegetables.
Veggies, feeds, yeah. All the plant food, animal food has no fiber, plant food has fiber. So the images. So now I have this it's not very readable. So what happens if you eat, so you can eat a fruit, right, which has fiber, and you can eat a loaf of bread or a slice of bread which has no fiber in it, very little fiber. Most of the bread doesn't have any. So when you eat something without fiber, right, eat bread, the carb goes into the body digests it, and a whole lot of, very quickly, you get a spike of glucose in the blood, right? Because carb is converted into glucose. When you eat something with a fiber, what happens? So if I eat a banana or an apple, which has fiber and carb, what will happen in this situation? What is
of rapidity. Glucose is changed and goes into our bloodstream.
right? So what happens is the fiber goes inside and becomes like a jelly-like substance, and it absorbs the glucose and then releases the glucose slowly at the rate at which the cells can accept the glucose. So just imagine your cell, right? If I give one banana, you can eat it. If I give you 20 bananas to eat, what would you do? You stash those other, you eat one or two or three, and the other you stash somewhere else. So the same thing happens. You eat a big piece of cake, right? And you get a big spike of glucose and it's in the blood. And now they're all knocking at the cell, and the cell says, I already ate. I'm not hungry anymore. I can't take anymore. Now the body has a problem. What do you do with this excess glucose? Yeah, it converts into cholesterol, into fat, and it stashes it other places. I'll use it when I don't have food. I'll use it some other time. So when you do fasting, body will pick on it, bring it out into the blood. Body is so intelligent, so sharp. Right? So this is the problem. We eat fiber less glucose or carb. We eat too much fiberless glucose, fiberless carb in our food, not enough fiber, and which causes ultimately all the problem.
White rice is one of those things that you should eat also, right?
Yeah, we'll go through it. Yeah, because rice doesn't have any fiber. All right, so now
White rice or brown rice, or both?
brown has a little bit more, but we'll see some more data here. I'll show you some data. Yeah.
Both of them are-
Yeah, they are not. Yeah. If you look at the fruit, veggies, and fruits, over 95%, as I said earlier, the fruit and veggies, 95%. Some of them, like cucumber, if you take a cucumber, it's over 99% water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even some of the squashes, 99% water.
Celery.
Yeah, say, oh. Right. But they are very high fiber, and they have some carbs because the absolute amount of nutrients is small because everything else is water. Right? So they have carbs, but very small, quantity-wise, very small. That will not satisfy a bit body like this.
So the water and the fiber has us feel like we're full, but we're not overloading ourselves on glucose.
We are not overloading, but we don't have enough nutrients because the absolute amount is very small.
Oh,
Yeah. Even the protein is a small amount of protein. Yeah. It's a good quality protein, though, very good quality,
but not enough.
but not enough for the body. So if you look at the animals, look at the cow, right, or a deer, they keep eating all day. They're munching all day because they need, quantity-wise, they need a lot of nutrients. I mean, the cow is much bigger than us, right? But then that's why we complement with grains. Grains have very little water in them, but full of nutrients. Yeah, so you have wheat and rice or millets and all this. They have plenty of protein, plenty of carbs, and maybe other stuff as well. Beans also, they have protein and carbs and quite a substantial amount. Well, I'm putting them as grains. I'm just lumping them into grains. Yeah, beans and I should probably said beans and all legumes and seeds.
Alpine with seed, that falls under that.
The same, yeah, grains category.
Because some societies like Mexico and India, they combine their beans and a carb to get a complete protein. They combine rice, so like in India, rice and beans. And then in Mexico, they do the beans and the corn, and then they get their complete protein with that. So they aren't a meat eating society per se, because meat is very expensive. So they're not eating meat.
But you get enough nutrients from this combination. You have fruits and veggies and beans and rice, etc. The only problem is the fiber. That's the only problem. Okay, so now I have a table here that I have. It's a very busy table, but yeah, it's very, only the last two columns of this table are relevant. So you see the very last column is the ratio of the carbs to fiber, right, in each of these grains. So let's say you have 100 grams of carb and you have 5 grams of fiber. So the ratio will be 100 by 5, which is 20, right? So that's the ratio.
21.
But we want a lot of fiber. So the fiber being in the denominator, you want this number to be as small as possible. So Dr. Khader's research says if that number is less than 10 in single digits, then that is a good grain of bean. So if you look at, so I'll start from the bottom, the popular wheat and rice, right at the bottom, wheat and rice. You see that ratio over on the very last, 63, 395. That is without polishing. If rice is not polished, you get that amount of 395.
Brown rice, is that high? Without
The
refining?
problem is all of this fiber is on the surface. And as soon as you polish it, everything is gone. So even that 395 becomes almost zero, or almost infinity, really,
If it's polished.
in white rice,
Yeah, no,
because they polish it. Everything is easier to husk it. They just polish it at the same time. And it lasts longer, shelf life is longer. That's why they do all
it
this.
looks prettier and so forth.
Exactly. That's the reason they do it. So they kill it. So it's pure carb, pure glucose. It gives a huge spike, rice.
So the numbers up there, the left-hand number is the carbs.
So this one is carb.
Let's see. I mean, I'm looking at the last column.
You can see my arrow.
The left-hand number of carbs. And
See
right-hand number
don't you
of fiber.
look at the rightmost column.
Yeah, I was looking.
So the one before the right is fiber, and one before that is carb. The amount of carb.
Oh, yeah, and then
The last three columns are the important ones. Otherwise,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, other stuff also protein and other things and vitamins, but
Okay.
yeah. And now then you have the other one. He calls that, this is Dr. Khader's step. So these are the most popular grains, wheat and rice, and then you have other ones. So some are in India and some here. So the lower in the middle table, you have the corn at the bottom. Corn has a ratio of 24.51, but it's all GMO. Corn, what you get is all GMO. This is a big problem, right? And then you have some other millet. You see the proso millet, it says in the center, that is the one that you get in the US. The US, you only get one variety, which is called the proso millet, which is the center. PROSO, proso.
That's
The one that you get in the stores. Yeah. And that ratio is 31. It's still not in single digit. But the millet is higher. Now there are 5 new millets that he discovered, Dr. through his research. And these are, from the top, foxtail, barnyard, kodo, little, and brown top. Now I have 2 of them here. In the bottle is the kodo millet, and the little package there is the barnyard millet. So we'll just pass it around. So people
So those are the only ones that have ratio under 10.
exactly. There could be others, but more research has to be done. If you eat in any Ethiopian, have you ever eaten Ethiopian food? Anybody?
I had it.
Injera, they have this bread called injera. It's African millet, teff it's called. But somebody has to do research on this. I mean, it takes some time to do it. So there could be other good ones as well, but these are the ones. And
So
all
you can buy these here.
there's 2 of them here.
No,
Oh,
you
you
can
can buy
purchase them
them?
locally.
Yeah, I'll go through the details later on. Yeah. Oh, no. So these 5 So these five are called, these are called positive grains. So the bottom one do you harm, the center one don't do you any good, neither do they any harm.
Even the GMO won't hurt you.
No, GMO is a different story. Even if it's not GMO, they will maintain your health, the center table. The top one will improve your health. Right. So they're healthy.
Are the top ones millets? Different kinds of millets?
Yes, yeah, these are five millets. Yeah.
And what about the middle? It's hard to see.
We can't see.
Except corn, there are different kind of millets. Yeah.
The bottom. So is that wheat? Is that refined? Or is that
Wheat and rice.
is that whole?
Yeah.
And whole grain rice too.
Yeah.
Unpolished, unprocessed.
Hmm.
You see the difference, right? It's a big difference.
Or
Yeah. Okay. So they're full of, what happens is in rice and wheat, the fiber is on the surface. Polish it, it's gone.
well, yeah, but if you don't polish it, then you're getting the whole grain.
The amount of is still very small. It's not in a single digit, the fiber, the ratio. But the wheat and the flour that you get, they remove, and the wheat, the flour, they remove everything, just the inner part,
If it's
all the
called
fiber.
it's not powder.
They still remove it. I mean, they still process it quite a bit. They take away a lot of it. But even then, the ratio is not very good.
Sheree, what is the difference between this farmyard millet and the?
We'll go through it.
Oh, okay.
You'll see. So in the millet, the fiber is throughout the grain inside as well. So even if you polish it, you cannot get rid of the fiber. That's a big advantage.
It's a lot more fiber, you're saying, rice or the whole grain rice.
Huge. And it's a very healthy fiber. Very healthy fiber.
And it's too small to polish. It would go away if you tried to polish it. Because
Well, they'll find methods to polish it. And they do sell polished version as well.
like,
Yes. It is surprising how we human beings can spoil anything in nature. Yeah. The other thing, another very important thing for environment. So when you grow wheat and rice, you need irrigation. You need a lot of water. For 1 kilogram of wheat or rice, you need almost 10,000 liters of water. For 1 kilogram of millet, all you need is about 200 liters of water.
what's that equal to? Liters, I don't know. Maybe.
4 liters is 1 gallon. So maybe 50 ounces, yeah. So you can grow these millets any temperature from 30, 40 degrees to 120 degrees, 125 degrees, any weather. You can grow them in desert. Small amount of rain, that's good enough. It'll grow. It doesn't need fertilizer. It doesn't need pesticides. And they have done experiments where the land was totally barren. They put millet seeds in it, and the millet grew. And the birds liked those millets. They came in with the droppings of the birds and the husk left behind. That land became fertile. So it needs no water. You do not need irrigation systems, canals, and dams. All spoil the environment. Nothing like this. So just imagine in ancient times, few centuries back, we did not have complex irrigation system. We did not have electricity. You couldn't pump water out. You couldn't have these irrigation system that you have now. You did not have pesticide, did not have fertilizers. So you could not grow wheat and rice. They did grow and the environment was there, but nothing like the farming now. So what did they eat? Different kind of millets. Florida grows a lot of foxtail millet, but it's all bird seeds. They're not husk. They don't remove the husk on them.
It's millet grow like quinoa grows on a stalk.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it's a grass.
Is millet a seed?
Yeah,
Like quinoa's a seed?
yeah, yeah. It's a,
Got
yeah,
it.
Remove seeds.
it's a grass. Yeah,
This is a millet flour, but this is.
it's not a flower. I just use the wrapping of the flower for the. Yeah, it's a flower. You can buy flour as well.
So many varieties of millet. I thought millet was millet. I mean, I just,
That's America.
And American millet is not the right kind of millet. It's not bad, but it's not the right kind of millet to improve your health. Right. So let's go through these. So these are 5 millets, right? So very first one, foxtail millet. It is good for your nervous system. So if you have a nerve-related problem, then you eat plenty of foxtail millet. Nerve-related problem, eat plenty of foxtail millet. If you have blood-related problem, then use kodo millet. The code is one in the bottle, yeah, the brown one. If you have endocrinal problem, any of the organs, liver, knees, spleen, then take the barnyard millet. Barnyard is one on this wrapping. Then there's little millet, reproductive system, like some prostate issue and all that. The little millet is very good.
Sheree, do you have a printout of this at the end, or should we take a picture?
I can send it out as a attachment if you know how to read the slides.
You can send it out as what?
As an attachment to the email.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll create a link and you can just see it.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the YouTube, maybe, right? And I send you a link. You know, everybody knows how to watch YouTube, right? Much easier. I'll put it on the YouTube. The whole thing is being recorded,
Okay.
and then you can watch in the YouTube. Right. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so how do you eat them? Right? How do you ingest them? So because the 5 millets cover different body systems, each one different. So what you should do is, like a couple of days, take one millet. Then another couple of days, take another millet. Another couple of days, take another millet. Right. So this is how it goes. So for example, I'll take millet for 2 days, ground top for next 2 days, for next 2 days, for next 2 days, barnyard for next 2 days. Yeah. This is for a normal person. Yeah, just keep like this.
Sheree, is there any benefit or harm by cooking it differently, like adding oil or fat to it, or is that
We'll go through how to make them,
okay?
cooking as well. But there's no harm, right?
Yeah.
So if I have a prostate problem, little millet is good for the prostate. So what I will do is I'll take little millet for 3 days and the other millet for 1 day. So I will emphasize the one that really helps my body symptoms.
Is this what you've done with yourself?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, my prostate is much better situation.
Have you?
I mean, it took over a year and a half before I got results. Yeah. And the main reason was it takes a while to change your habit. You're in a family, you're going to other parties, you're going to other, you have to. Now, whenever I go any party, I take my millet with me. Everybody knows. I tell them. So, okay. So how do you prepare the millet, right? So very first thing, when you want to make anything out of millet, you have to soak the millet for 6 to 8 hours. The reason is the grain is dry, right? So the fiber is not active. Fiber only becomes active when it absorbs moisture. So you soak it, and the fiber inside the millet becomes active. Very important.
So that's why you have to soak beans before you eat them?
Beans is probably slightly different reason. Yeah. But millet, you really have to soak them.
Difference in potency for goodness as regards to the color of each one.
Potency, the color.
Well, one's some yellow, one's beige, white, red.
In the picture up there.
Oh yeah, these are different. You can identify them. I think on the surface they have something called lignons, and they're different kind of lignons, and that's why they have different effect on the body. And I think that probably contributes to the color of these. But you should maintain the color. And I'll go there. So what I do is I take, for example, half a cup of millet, and I rinse it with water once, very lightly rinse it with water. And then I soak it, put maybe 6 times the quantity of water than the millet. I soak it for 6 to 8 hours. And then I don't throw away the water, I just boil it. After 6 to 8 hours, I boil it. You can soak it for a longer time, it'll do no harm. Then I boil it. Then I cover it with a piece of cotton cloth and leave it for another 6 hours or so. So what happens is, once you boil it and leave it, good quality lactobacillus grows in this millet. So you get very good quality probiotic along with the fiber, along with the protein, along with the carbs.
And so when you boil it, you turn it off after it boils and then let it so let it
Yeah,
sit.
yeah. Just
Okay,
it soon as it comes to a boil, I turn it off.
that's it.
Yeah. These are very small. They get soft very quickly, and then they puff up.
So it's already in the water, I got it, okay.
Do they have millet tablets or anything you can just take?
Yeah.
This is food. It's a good question, though. It's a food, really. I'm sure they'll come up with millet tablets. I'm sure.
You'll take everything out of it that's important.
Exactly. You just take away. That's what they do normally.
You miss out on the digestion and the chewing and the,
Yeah,
And then they'll patent it.
exactly.
and then they'll sell it for five
Yeah.
times.
So when you do that, do you make all the millets ahead of time so that you have them for the week, or how do you have to make it?
I don't keep it for more than a couple of days. So if I cook it today, I'll eat it today and tomorrow.
Okay, that's it, and then you make the next. So
Then
you're
I do the-
soaking next round.
I soak in the night. I soak in the night. When I get up in the morning, I boil it.
Then you start eating.
By lunchtime, it is ready. And with lunch,
You said you leave it covered for about 6 to 8 hours, so
yeah. So I get up early. I'm at 6 o'clock or so. So
if we. cook
even
it
4 or 5
like-
hours is good enough in Florida. It's good enough.
What?
In Florida, 4 or 5 hours probably is good enough. But if you go up north, where it is very cold, you need to do it longer, soak it longer.
But
But
it looks like there's a 12 to 14 hour window before you can eat it.
exactly, yeah.
And when it's sitting, is it in the refrigerator or is it?
No, outside. Yeah, otherwise in refrigerator, the bacteria will not grow. Yeah, it will not grow. Probiotic will not grow. But if you have leftover and you want to eat it tomorrow, I'll put it in the fridge overnight, and the next morning I'll take it out.
Eat it at room temperature.
Yeah, otherwise could rinse it, right? I mean, it's lying outside for very long.
So the shelf life is only 2 days after you've cooked it.
I normally haven't tried much, but it could be longer. But you can try it.
You just eat it with nothing with it.
No, you mix anything with it, right? That was the question earlier. You
spice
can,
it.
yeah, I put spices in it, oil in it if you want, good quality oil, spices, salt.
Butter.
But when you boil it, you can put peas in it, carrots in it, you can put veggies in it. I eat with pickles when you eat with pickles. But after it is ready, after it's fermented, You don't want to heat it again. That's the only thing. Otherwise, you'll kill the lactobacillus. Yeah.
So you soak it overnight, boil it in the morning, and then it's ready for dinner.
Yeah, ready for lunch and dinner both, right? It's ready.
How long
But-
do you boil
You just boil once and just leave it. It's done.
Boil and let
Turn it
it
off.
set.
Yeah, it just puffs up very quickly. Yeah, just let it set.
And that's after you
So
have soaked it overnight.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't drain the water off? or
No,
anything like
no.
that, And you just boil it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let it sit for how much longer?
Another 5-6 hours is good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like beans, it's like the same with beans, when you soak them, then you put all of that water and everything in to make soup and.
Exactly. Yeah.
you don't bring-
Yeah. I mean, you can eat it with soup and you can eat it. I mean, Indian dal, if you like dal, and you cook the veggies, and I mix it with veggies when I eat it. I mean, you can. Yeah,
Would you happen to know, was these millets introduced into Ireland during the famine?
I doubt it. I doubt it. Famine was only a potato famine. It was nothing like a full-fledged famine in Ireland. They didn't get potatoes because meat and potatoes is a staple diet, more potatoes than meat, because the poor people couldn't afford that much meat. But
They didn't know that millet.
it was hidden from everybody. Millets have been hiding.
For a child or.
The millet? No, I didn't know anything about it. I only learned about it about 5 years ago. Yeah. Like, nobody knows about millets. That's a
Know about American or.
yeah, but that also I didn't know too much. Once I heard this Dr. Khader, then it started opening my eyes. I said, let me try. And at the time, these millets were not available in the US.
Oh,
Yeah.
this kind of millet was it?
Yeah. Only the American millet, the Proso millet was available.
What's the name of
Millet.
the
Yellow.
yellow millet?
Yeah, red mills, they sell this. Yeah, but I wouldn't go for it. Yeah,
I mean, yellow.
yeah, I'll tell you where to get these millets from, right?
And what is consumed porridge, so how do you?
That is what I'm calling porridge. Once you heat it, boil it, and keep it.
Oh,
It's a
that's,
porridge.
oh, you're calling that porridge.
Yeah. What another thing that the doctor suggests is take maybe a tablespoon of millet, soak it in maybe about a quart of water overnight, just tablespoon, boil it in the morning, keep it till the evening, and just drink the whole lot.
And then what?
Just drink the whole lot, that quart of water.
With the water and everything.
Yeah.
Drink it.
So yeah, just drink it because there's a very small amount of millet
For
in
a
it.
probiotic.
Yeah, it's a probiotic. Plus, it will have all the other benefits of millet, the fiber. It'll soak in a fiber. Yeah.
What that tastes like.
It's sort of tasteless, but you can add honey in it. You can add other stuff in it.
Do you cook it with salt?
I will only add salt afterwards.
Oh, after.
I won't cook it with salt.
And to the
Probiotic.
king water that. Is it good?
The salt goes deeper. The salt is only for the taste. So if you put on the surface, you need a small amount of salt, and it goes into the tongue and it's spread on the tongue and feel a sweet taste. And you don't consume salt. But it goes deeper into the millet as well, or any food, and it'll need a lot of salt. Then you'll be consuming much more salt.
Interesting.
Yeah. These are some simple tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to know.
Very interesting, simple tricks.
That's why they say don't put water.
In the beginning, yeah. But you can add, just add whenever, yeah.
It's probably true of any grain like rice.
Anything, any food.
Pasta.
Yeah, any food. Yeah, you eat a sandwich, just add it later on, right? Uh, on to this, the how
What's
to
the proportion of millet to water when you soak it?
At least 6 times,
Oh,
around 6 times.
so you said half a cup and 6 times, okay, got it.
Yeah, about 6.
So when you buy millet or you buy it in bulk, is there directions? Buy it?
Let me go through that with the next
But
one.
you'll send us this in release.
No, we'll go through it. I'm trying to move this slide. It's refusing to move. Okay. Yes, skip it. This one here. You can make anything that you want with millet. I make pizzas, I make bread, I make cookies, anything. It's very, but how do you make it? That's a,
Takes on the flavor of whatever you add to the rice.
yeah, I wouldn't add rice to it.
No, I'm saying like a rice, which
I see.
tastes like nothing unless you put salt,
Add something in
sugar,
it.
or-
Yeah, more or less, more or less.
Like a tofu.
Yeah. See, the thing with millet is it is totally gluten free. There's no gluten in it, so it won't bind. If you wanted to make pizza or bread, you need a binder.
Eggs.
So you can use normal binders. There's some Indian dal, their flour will bind it. Or what other binders can we use that we have here?
Eggs.
Flour? Just like
Tapioca?
Well, I wouldn't want to use rice or wheat. And also I wouldn't want to use animal food. Tapioca will work. I use tapioca. Arrowroot will work. Tapioca is same as cassava, right? It's the same cassava flour. You can use flaxseed, grind it fresh. That chia seeds, suka, they will bind it. Psyllium husk or psyllium powder, they'll act as a binder. And you can think of other bananas. If you making cookies, banana is a good binder.
And sort of mucusy, like chia mucusy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'll bind it.
It's a little,
Yeah, it'll bind it. Yeah. Psyllium is full of fiber. Bind it as well. It's a very good binder.
which is,
Psyllium husk.
oh, sorry.
Yeah. It's expensive though. If you buy it in Indian store, it's very inexpensive.
I noticed you said when it's sitting, you have to cover it with a cotton cloth. Does it have to be a cotton cloth or can it go just?
Well, cotton cloth is porous,
Because it breathes.
so it breathes. So the bacteria can grow.
Could use linen.
Yeah, something which is you don't use plastic kind of cloth.
Coffee filter.
You could probably that might work. Yeah,
Although
that should work.
Yeah,
It's a cotton. It's
probably cotton or linen.
yeah. If it is purely paper, I think it might be okay. But and the other thing that this suggests is rather than using a stainless steel pot if you use a clay pot, it'll breathe from the bottom as well, from all around. Then you get much better growth of probiotics if you use a clay pot.
What kind of plastic?
Clay.
Like, well, we shouldn't use steel anyway.
There's
The
hard-
nickel comes off steel, so we shouldn't be cooking with steel to begin with.
And that's a problem here, right? And people use aluminum. Aluminum should never be touched.
I don't
That's-
cook with steel, I cook with glass and, if I fry something, I do, cast iron, but that's, so I just cook. with-
Cast iron is good, yeah. So remember, you have to use binder, and there's many recipes. So you can go on the internet and look for recipes. You'll find many. And I've used all the binders. I've been doing it for 5 years, so I've learned quite a bit. I don't know why this slide doesn't move quickly. Come on, move.
Saba bean, what is that?
It's a root.
Oh, it is. a root. Oh.
Yeah, it is a root. Same with tapioca. Tapioca is processed cassava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did-
Yeah. So this doctor has his own website and he has all this information PDF file. It's all free. It is called healthymillets.in. IN for India. Healthymillets.in. There's a lot of information. So he has different protocols. If somebody has a cancer, this is the protocol. If somebody has diabetes, this is somebody has a prostate, this is the protocol. If thyroid, this is the protocol. Other things you can do. Yeah, he's very famous now. I mean, he's done tremendous work.
And he's in India?
He's in India. Yeah, he went back to India. And the reason he went back to India, he had a little daughter. So in order to put the daughter in the school, you're required to take some vaccine. He said, I don't want to do it.
Can't get around it. You can have a religious exemption.
I don't know which state he was and what was the problem. Because India, it wasn't a policy. Yeah, he went back. Plus, he found the solution of millets, which he could do much easier in India. US, he would never have been able to do this stuff that he did on millets.
Okay.
Yeah. Where do I buy it? So if you go to any Indian grocery store now, 5 years ago, they did not know millets, but now you go, all of them have. But make sure you read the label. It should not be polished. Buy the unpolished one. All these are available.
And organic.
Organic will be good. The thing is, the millets do not need pesticides to grow. They do not need fertilizer to grow. So whether
Organic is not as much of an issue.
it's not as much as an issue.
Unless America is growing it, you use fertilizer anyway.
Whether they want to.
It's a push fertilizer, right? I mean, you can make money out of it.
In Sarasota, I think.
Well, in Tampa, there's 3 or 4. There's one in Sarasota, I'm sure. There's one in Bradenton. I've been
In
once.
Bradenton, yeah.
Just say Indian,
I haven't been in a
Yeah.
long time, but
just say Indian grocery store, and
my
you'll find.
brother-in-law Sikh, and I think they found one local.
Yeah, I'm sure there's. Yeah. And also online, you can buy. You'll find online sites which sell, but most of them are more expensive.
On your jar, it says Aldi.
Yeah, I just used olive jar. Yeah, you're right.
I saved my blood.
I should have taken out the label from there. It's confusing.
So interesting
What's
to
the
see.
second thing that I can read the first thing? I can't read the second.
Yeah, well, any Indian store in bigger cities, you'll get it.
Most larger Indian stores in.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, and several online stores also have it now. It's growing.
Not in.
What's the online stores?
Yeah, Amazon will also sell it, but they'll sell the same thing at Indian grocery store. They'll order it in India and they'll ship it. So they'll add $40 for the shipping on the $5 of package.
Plus you're giving money to
Yeah, Amazon.
try to find it not.
So that's what happens. But there's some of the Indian grocery stores, they have started doing online selling. But I would rather just go to the store nearby.
What is this brand that you're showing here? Where do you find that?
Oh, this one in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is from the doctor's website. Yeah.
Oh, and he's shipping it from India, so forget that.
Yeah. India, you have many, many options.
Yeah.
When I went to India the last time in November, my sister was home. And I said, "Home." Half an hour.
Wow,
Yeah,
different world.
different world.
Did you bring back millet from there?
No, I didn't, because I go to the Indian, I have enough in my home from the stores here. Why carry it? I mean,
Yeah.
I could have brought it. It's much cheaper in India than here.
And it
Yeah.
works well.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
Get your own little import business.
I don't know. Yeah, like 2-pound bag costs around $5 to $6. The other thing that happens is the millet fills you up much quicker. So let's assume you eat 1 cup rice and that is enough for you. You'll only need half a cup of millet. It'll fill you up quickly
Yeah,
because the healthy fiber saturates the body very quickly.
I found millet to be kind of bland. So it really needs doctoring, adding things to it to have some flavor.
Yeah.
Like millet bread is very blah. What I've tried. If you buy local
It's the
millet,
American version though. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
it needs a lot of butter.
Yeah, it's just very
So
bland.
when I make bread, I add walnuts in it, a little bit of salt, and some other seeds, whatever I have. You can add blueberries if you want to. Whatever you do with your normal bread when you cook, you can do the same thing. You add raisins, you can add dates, so many things you can do.
when you eat it as a porridge, you can add all that just eating it as a porridge.
Yeah, you can add honey in it. Yeah, you can whatever. It's and it's very tasty. I mean, you can add. So when you're boiling it, sometimes you can add oats to it as well if you want to. A little bit of oats. Yeah, you can add some oats as well,
So that would add,
and raisins and dates.
oats would add starch, yeah.
I add a little bit of oats and then maybe raisins and dates.
Oh, as
It becomes like a cereal, breakfast cereal.
when you boil it, when you're boiling it,
I
you do
just
that, and then all that would just sit with it.
Yeah,
for
it'll sit for
for 6 hours.
You cannot keep it very long when you add these. We just have enough.
Yeah.
You cannot keep it for 2 days. I don't think that when you add it. Well, I think I find it gets quite mushy if you have oats and raisins. If you want, it's like breakfast in the same day you want to eat. Yeah.
So you said if you heat it, that you kill the lactobacillus. So, like, if you were, like, if I was gonna make it through beef or something, wouldn't I be heating it? I boiled it and let it sit for several hours, and now I want to eat something hot, like something
Maybe
like
you put
stir
a
fry
hot,
or something.
maybe a sauce over it.
Yeah, I'll put some sauce over it. You can warm it a little bit. What you do is don't put directly in the heat. So if you take a little pan with water.
A double boiler. Put it in a double boiler.
Yeah, double boiler kind of thing. Heat the water and put this thing in there. But eat it with the soup.
Yeah.
Hot soup. I think it works. Yeah, a little bit. You learn it. I mean, yeah, I mean, you'll get used to it. Once you try these things, you'll get used to it. You'll understand what you can do. Yeah.
So how many rice do you find? About 5?
These are 5.
About 5.
I have all 5, and I rotate them.
In the Indian stores, you can find all 5.
That's what she says.
Yeah. You should find all 5. And they frequently run out of one brand or the other. You may have to go again and all that. But
What's the purpose of polishing it if it's undesirable to do?
Cooks faster.
well, and
Looks prettier.
the way they do it is they also do a little bit on it, so it can last longer on the shelf. Yeah,
And it looks
and
faster.
it's easier to dehusk if you're not worried about not removing the polish.
They polish it as a matter of
Well, see, these have a husk on it, right? Remove the husk. There's 2 ways. Very carefully remove it, so the outer layer of the grain is not removed, or do it very quickly so you don't care. Right? So it gets polished. Polish means removing the outer layer along with the husk. So it's much faster, much quicker,
But you lose nutrients.
but you lose nutrients.
so they say
Well, over here as well, polished and polished both.
but as a matter of form, do they polish it in India?
They sell both.
They sell both.
Yeah. And then the polished one, I think, tends to be a little bit less expensive than the unpolished.
But you would go.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
There's extra processing going on, but it's still cheap. It's less expensive.
because they can keep it on the shelf a longer period. Yeah,
Wow.
that is another thing. That's why you find all these refined oils because the shelf life goes up,
Yeah.
and they add to make them refine the oil. They have to use chemicals. Most of the olive oil that you get in the stores, 70% is refined oil in it, petrochemical. There's not enough olive trees.
Even though it's virgin cold pressed, it's still not.
Some of them will be good. Yeah,
You have to know your sources,
yeah,
what to get.
Yeah, same one.
yeah. But if it's not organic, cold pressed, etc.,
Yeah.
quite likely it is filled with petrochemicals. This,
It's like, it has
yeah. Refined means they have to add petrochemicals to refine it.
organic, cold pressed.
Fine, unrefined. Yeah.
It has to say,
Any oil which is refined has petrochemical. Yeah, any oil. I think that's what I wanted to cover today, and I will put this whole presentation on the YouTube.
please write down your. So that,
This is my email
Gupta-Shri3,
at
right?
gmail.com. Yeah, feel free to contact me.
But you will send out to our list.
I will send out the YouTube.
Everybody, let's give a round of applause for